Is that wrong for wanting more for myself, wanting people to treat me with respect? But you know what? Next time they know better. But had I accepted the pickle juice, I would be drinking pickle juice right now. When I am assertive, I'm a bitch. When a man is assertive, he's a boss.
Bossed up.
He bossed up.
Yeah, he bossed up.
No negative connotation behind bossed up, but lots of negative connotation behind being a bitch.
But
I don't keep up with the Joneses. I am the Joneses. When I walk into the room, I own it. I have arrived, and the spotlight is on me, honey. Success is in my DNA. When one door closes, another one opens. Why be so nasty and so rude when I can be so fierce and so successful? 10 years in the game, and I'm still the tastiest peach in Atlanta.
Special thanks to Anchor for distributing my podcast through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, and Castbox. With my podcast, we're going to be bringing you discussions and personal commentary on music, entertainment, celebrities, politics, love, health, and happiness. So do you want the tea? Well, simply talk with TURKBISH. Just talk with me.
I spend time and I spend energy and I spend effort and I spend everything I have, every fiber of my being to give people quality.
When you're driving in a storm, it is very tempting to want to pull under the overpass and wait for the storm to pass because you don't want to get stuck in the middle of the storm. And so even right now in life, it is so easy to just want to pull over in the middle of the storm that we're in, and you want to pull over and stop dreaming and stop believing and stop thinking that things can get better. But I want you to know that God did not build you to pull over, that you are storm-proof because he's in the storm with you. So keep driving to that destination, and I'll see you there.
Hello to all of my beautiful people. Welcome to an all-new episode of Talk with Turk. I am glad to be in the building with you guys again with an all-new episode with new content. We are coming to you live again today. Short of Mother's Day, I want to give a Happy Mother's Day shout out to all of the beautiful mothers out there, to all of the women that I know that are personally in my life, all of my friends that are girlfriends, that are mothers. I want to shout out to you guys, to my sister, shout out to you guys as well. So shout out to Michelle, to Danny, to Kamisha, all of the mothers out there that I know, and all of the mothers that are in my family. Shout out to all of you guys and all of the beautiful mothers around the world. If you have a mother that's out there that is alive, cherish her with all of your heart. You only get one mother. Anybody out there that is disrespecting their mother and not honoring their mother are doing a disservice to themselves, because in the end, family is all that you have. And I want to make that be known, because there are a lot of people out there like myself who have to live with the fact that they don't have a mother on earth anymore. But I do know that both of my mothers are in my heart. I lost my birth mom when I was 10 months. For all of my listeners out there that don't know, I lost my mom when I was 10 months. She had just had my little sister. and she died from a motorcycle accident. Most of my friends know this, but a lot of people, like my listeners in all of the different countries, I know that you guys wouldn't know any of this information. So this is my first time being vulnerable with you guys. And then I had a aunt who raised me as her own child, and that is the only mother that I have known. So that's why I have been able to say that I've been blessed to have two mothers. Now, even though I didn't really get to know my birth mom, I still have a connection with her because that's still my mother. And if she was alive today, I feel like we would be best friends. And I really feel like she would really embrace me for who I am, and she would really have pushed me as far as I can go, as far as who I am as a person, my creativity, my talent, and all of the above, because I hear that's what she was. She was just a ball of energy, a good fresh air, breath of fresh air to be around, and she was just sunlight. You are the sunshine in my life. But I say all of that to say, if you have a mom out there, cherish her. Tomorrow's not promised, and you just never know when you will be on this earth without your parents. Because once your parents are gone, that's it. You are on your own. Because you always have parents to lean back on when friends aren't doing right, when your other family members aren't treating you right. It could be anything. Acquaintances, love of your lives. It could be anything. When you don't have them, it's going to be hard in life. But when you don't have those people that you can lean on, your parents are always there to pick up the pieces. And one thing I want to say about the mom that raised me, shout out to Daisy. I love you. Rest in peace. Rest in heaven. She was just the person that would give the clothes off her back for someone. She was a giver, and that's one thing that I inherited as a person, which has caused me to, lose a lot in the end by giving so much, because that's what my mom taught me to do. Give, be generous, because it's going to come back to you. And that's just the way that I was raised. That was the way that I was taught. I wasn't taught to ever be stingy. And I wish I did learn some of those things, when to say no, because I tend to have just let people run over me sometimes, and I always say yes because I'm such a nice and generous person, to the point where these people drain me of not only my money, but my energy, my time, everything that I could be using to consume and put back into myself, if that makes sense. So now that I'm older, I have a lot of more wisdom. And I am just grateful to be able to say that I am finally, moving into a place where I am able to live with the fact that my parents aren't here anymore, because I still have a spiritual connection with them. And I'm just grateful, all in all, honestly, and to be blessed to have both. Because without one, I wouldn't physically be here. And without the other, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that just makes me who I am as a person, all in all. And it's Mother's Day. So, for me, Mother's Day is one of the hardest days. Christmas is one of the hardest days. So social media is not a good thing for me. So I tend to just not be on social media. And I tend to just do things that are pleasing in their sight. Things that I know that they used to love, I'll do in honor or in remembrance of. For example, I know that my mom, she loved the Bojangles. So for me to feel closer to her, I'll go and order the same thing that she ordered from Bojangles, just to get that sense of, comfortability again. But that's just an example. Of something that I would do to make myself feel closer. It doesn't have to always be, physically eating food or, things of that nature. But whatever the case may be, I'll sing a song that I know that my mom loves. She loved me to sing this song called Don't Let Me Miss Heaven. And my sister knows this song too. It was a song that really defined my childhood, because it was a song that I initially it fulfilled what I was feeling inside, if that makes sense. It really explained how I felt inside. The lyrics go, don't let me miss heaven, shooting for the stars. Help me to keep my feet on the ground while I chase my dreams. They'll fall if I ever need your presence. I know I've gone too far. Don't let me miss heaven, shooting for the stars. And that's by Brian Wilson. Some of the other words go, God has been so good to me. If I ever need another blessing, I thank him for Calvary. Because I know that he promised, if I stand like a tree, he will provide all my wants and all my needs. So don't let me miss heaven, shooting for the stars. Even though me shooting for the stars is something that I want to do as far as my career, as far as my goals, my aspirations, my dreams. And even God knows this from a child. It's always been my dream to be in the limelight, to be a person in the entertainment industry. And I know that I'm going to fulfill my destiny by all means and by whatever it takes. And I just think of those things to keep me going. You know, there are times where I'm like, I can't do this no more. I don't want to go on. There are times when I'm like, I want to go to sleep, but I don't want to wake up. There are times when I'm like, you know, what if I just take my last breath? Who would care? You know, it's just things like that that I try to not indulge in. I try not to go back down that path, but I have those moments, and when those moments arise, I just remember all of the good times and all of the things that my mom instilled in me, and the fact that my birth mom put me on this earth for a purpose, for a plan. And like I said, I'm going to fulfill that by all means necessary. So with that being said, shout out to all the mothers out there. You guys are loved. You guys are beautiful. You are powerful. You are wonderful. And without you, we are nothing. I know they say that this is a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman or a girl. And that's just all facts. So happy Mother's Day to all of you out there that are mothers. And I hope you guys enjoy it, cherish it, and just enjoy and celebrate this wonderful time of the year. So we'll be back, you guys, with a little bit of hot topics, and then we'll close out the show with a last segment of the day when I give my little inspiration talk. So you guys know how I go. I'll play some music. If you have Spotify Premium, you'll be able to get full access to the episodes. If you don't, you'll hear 30 seconds of it and then it'll go to the next segment. Or you can just flip over to another platform, or even on Spotify, I have an episode that says without music for this episode, and you can hear it without the Spotify music, but you'll still hear music. Trust and believe. So thank you guys, and we will be right back. Is this thing on? I hope so, because this is the third time that I've had to record a segment, and I'm starting to get pissed off. I don't know if it's my mic, because it's a cheap ass mic, but, well, it's not a cheap mic. It's actually a professional mic, but it's not the mic that I want. I want a Shure mic, and right now, the most expensive thing for my podcast is not needed. I won't, say that. I'm just going to be like, okay, like, let me just use my resources that I have to make the successful show that I already have. And then when my show even gets bigger one day, then I'll be able to get my Shure mic, if you know what I'm saying. But for now, we're going to have to do what it do. And hopefully this mic doesn't go out on me again, because I am going to not do hot topics if it does. But all in all, you guys, we are back with hot topics, and the first thing that I wanted to start out with was the little drama that me and Armand Wiggins had So basically he was supposed to be on my show, you guys, and he saw me under the Wiley show, which he watches faithfully, and he said that he felt like I was being fake, and he felt like I wanted a moment with him. How did I want a moment with you, Armand, when the topic on Wiley's show was discussing you? And I just basically gave my opinion. And when I was going to have you on my show, it was going to have a conversation about female rap in general. And I know that you're a Cardi B stan and that you worship the ground that she walks on and kisses her feet. Like, it's just crazy that you would be upset because I decided to go on another YouTuber's channel and support them and join in on the conversation. And I just think that's fair, and that goes back to one of those things that I was going to talk about in Hot Topics today for Love and Marriage Huntsville. But all in all, before I get to that, I don't feel like you should tell people who they can and can't support or be friends with. In the end of the day, all that should matter is that that person is loyal to you. And if that person is loyal to you, nothing else should matter. Their friendships with other people should not matter, honestly speaking. But I also want to bring up Wiley from the Wiley show. Now, I'm going to have Wiley on my show as well, but I just have to address what he has said on his station head as far as me and Armand goes. I think he kind of got it misconstrued. I wasn't talking shit about Armand on your show. Your topic was about him, and I just gave my opinion on the topic at hand. So I just wanted to, reply to that. No shade, no harm done, and I hope to have you on the show very soon, Wiley, so that we can talk, and I'm excited. But you guys check out the Wiley show. He's another content creator that I check out, that I listen to faithfully, and I love him. He's great. His show is fun. It's not all about shade, all about bashing anybody, a celebrity or artist. It's just good dialogue, good conversation, and hot topics. And I love that. And that's what I'm trying to make my show all about as well. So I want to shout out to the Wiley show. Now, let's get into these hot topics. So I wanted to speak about Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know that it's back, and the drama is finally heating up. So we left off last season with the divorce of Melody and Martell, and then the rumors throughout the summer and throughout the winter were going on about Marceau and Letitia and her marriage. And now Letitia's cousin is hanging out with Melody, and Melody is calling Letitia her op and telling Destiny that they can't be friends. Basically saying, you're my friend, you can't be friends with nobody else. And I just think that's not fair. She felt like Destiny was talking about her to Letitia, but it's not fair for you to not allow anybody else to have relationships with your close friends, and you just want yes men around you. And I just don't think that's fair. And I think, Melody, you need to really look in the way that you're going this season, because it's not looking right for you. Honestly, I'm falling more and more in love with Destiny as the season goes on. I love her. Her and Kimmy just got into it. Not Kimmy, Stormy just got into it. Kimmy is the peacemaker this season, but her and Stormy got into it. Stormy is Melody's friend, and she's basically her yes man. And she got into it basically with Destiny, about Melody and Destiny's relationship, which is none of her business, all in all. So you should have just sat there, ate your food, and let them have the conversation, and not tell Destiny how she should respond, how she should talk, because at the end of the day, Stormy, it had nothing to do with you. But shout out to Carlos King for producing such a great show. He just got greenlit for a second season of the Encore, BT's The Encore, that had Shamar DeVoe, Cherish Twins up there, and 702 Girls. And I'm excited to see what season 2 brings. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring some of the same girls back, plus new girls, from what I've been hearing from reports. So I'm glad to see that's happening. And also, the Love and Marriage spinoff for DC is coming, and Monique Samuels is headlining that show. She's going to be basically the headliner. She came from Real Housewives of Potomac, and she recently spoke out about Bravo. They tried to contact her about coming to do Watch What Happens Live, and she said, I don't owe them anything. And she told them no. And as she rightfully should, if she felt like the network mistreated her, as she has the right to feel. And so, shout out to Monique Samuels. You know, I didn't agree with your decisions that you made in your last season, but it's all good, you know. Real Housewives of Atlanta has been back on, you guys, and y'all know it has already been heating up. The first episode was amazing last week. Production got everything on point, from all the shade, from all the past shade, from reminding us all of the best moments. Marlo has her peach now. We get to see Sonya Richards, the 4-time Olympic gold medalist. Her and her family, they're Jamaican. We get to see new culture, basically. I love that. We still get to see Kandi be boring and be the businesswoman that she is. Kenya, she wants to be a changed woman, but she's still doing her messy Kenya ways, you know, shady and shady. Sheree's still the bone collector, and then we have Drew Sidora, who's just there. It just seems like. But the second episode just aired this past Sunday on Mother's Day, and a lot of people are really speaking out on behalf of Drew now, because Drew and Rav's relationship just does not, you know, it's not looking good. It doesn't sound good, and it hasn't been good since you've been on the show. And a lot of people are saying it's about time for you to leave this man. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't respect your boundaries, your wishes, or anything. And it's just crazy he's not a good communicator at all either, which is very, very, very sad. And when it comes to men, I hate that a lot of men don't know how to express their emotions, don't like to have honest conversations, open conversations, and if they do, they get mad. And you know, I even experienced that myself, you know, in relationships. So I hate that, you know, for her. But it is what it is. If she wants to continue to put up with it, then that's just on her. But for me, I would be able to be like, it's time to go. Especially with all the stuff he's done. Y'all are married. He doesn't tell you when he's going out of town or what he's doing. And then he has an assistant, and he basically tells his assistant, you know, I'm a man, I'm a guy. You can give me a massage. When she asks, do you want a massage? You know, like, some things should just be off limits, and you should respect your partner. A lot of things, like, even when it comes to social media, like, you should respect your partner on social media. Like, if you know that your partner is going to feel some type of way, or, you know, just does not agree with your social media antics, you should take that into account too. Like, if you're liking pictures of others, but you're not liking your significant other's pictures or statuses, that's going to make your significant other feel some type of way sometimes. And I just think that there should be a lot of respect given when you guys are dating, talking, in a relationship, married, all of the above. Respect on all levels. Because if I was to do some of the things that men do, you know, as far as like in relationships, I would be single. And I would be the wrong person. I would be wrong. And I just hate that a lot of people don't understand that sometimes. But we're praying for Drew. The seasons have already been heating up for all the shows that I watch. You guys, I don't know if you guys have been checking out Marriage Divorce, Lord, y'all. Give me a second. It just came on the other day. And Marriage Boot Camp. K. Michelle and Lyrica have been having beef. Rich and Mariah Lynn are on there. You guys need to check it out. It's on episode 6. It's season 5 now. I haven't caught up on Black Ink Crew, so we'll talk about Black Ink Crew at a later date. Kandi and the Gang, I have not watched the finale, but I will say Kandi and the Gang has been excellent. As far as the season is concerned, I loved it. I love the direction of what they did. It was just amazing all around. So commend Kandi on it, and I would be actually looking for a season 2. And it would be nice if you don't come back for Housewives next season, Kandi. Just do Kandi and the Gang and let Phaedra come back to Housewives for a season or 2. Take a break, because you've been on Housewives since you've came, Kandi. And I don't think you realize that. So maybe you should take a break. And we know that you said you won't come back if Phaedra come back, but the fans want Phaedra back. So just do us this one, Kandi, and just let Phaedra come back. Take a break, do Kandi and the Gang, because Kandi and the Gang was amazing to me. Now let's switch gears a little bit. Neighborhood Talk, shout out to them. they posted a wild ride. The escaped inmate and prison guard captured. Prison guard shot herself in the midst of a police chase. So we just talked about this the other day, how the prison guard ran off with the inmate and they were trying to find them. They didn't know if it was forced or if it was her choice. But it's seeming, I just don't know. It seems like there's more to the story, but they're saying that she shot herself because she was spotted by police and she suffered a self-inflicted wound, and she died. And so this just goes to show you guys, it's just not worth it. Doing dumb stuff, getting locked up, and eventually dying. That's a waste of a life right there. You took your time out to get this man out of prison, and then you end up dying and he's still out here living. How that sound? I mean, it's just, yeah. But moving on, Miss Juicy Baby has been moved out of the ICU. And there was a post by her agency posted, "We are thankful to announce Miss Juicy has been moved out the ICU. However, there is a new journey ahead of her for healing. We can confirm that Miss Juicy did suffer a stroke. As many of you know, Miss Juicy is an amazing actress, TV personality, and host. However, this journey ahead will not be easy. Miss Juicy's sister Tanya has started a GoFundMe in which all proceeds will go to Miss Juicy. Link will be shared on all Miss Juicy's social media. Miss Juicy is a very private person and wants everyone to know she is fighting and ready to go home. She wants to thank her fans for showing so much love, keeping her in their prayers." And that's from the Mimi agency. She's still the queen of Atlanta, boo. So we'll be looking out for Little Women Atlanta coming soon. I'm hoping that she already filmed scenes before this happened. I'm just praying because I missed it. But on to great news. Guess who got in BMF this season off Stars? 50 Cent's show. Goldie, GLG, Green Light Gang. I don't miss. The underdogs back on top. The real Mo Worldwide. Monique. 50 Cent got Monique in a show, you guys, for BMF. And she's back. You hear it. You hear it here first. So Monique is coming, and we are excited. So, Danny Lee is dropping a song towards the baby tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the song has lyrics saying, "You're dead to me." So she captioned this on Instagram saying, "My side tomorrow at 10 a.m. So there was a snippet posted on the Neighborhood Talk. You guys can go out and check that out to see. So last night, Joseline's Cabaret and Bad Boys Club aired. Jonathan is in the house, you guys, and Milan invited his friend Rico to come to the show. And now that he's on the show, he got beat up the first night. He basically was like, "No, you're not staying in this room," because Jonathan was like, "I'm taking this room, I'm staying in this room too." And Rico was like, no, you're not. And he swung and he hit him, and then he got his ass beat. Jonathan started twirling. And this just goes to show, bitch, Milan, you were trying to be the bully at first, beating everybody up and trying to be the leader and all this. And now Jonathan has came in, stolen y'all's shine, and said there's a new cowboy in town. And he's from Houston, Texas. Okay? So, I'm loving the direction of Bad Boys Club. It's better than Joseline's Cabaret, I feel like the fighting is not too much fighting, but it's like the fighting is not what the girls are giving. It's just, I don't know, the girls arguing is just crazy. It's just different. Just seems different. So I don't know. Now Joseline's Cabaret yesterday crashed the internet, and it crashed the Zeus network. The first part of the reunion was basically, them in their confessionals, in their dressing rooms, getting ready and stuff. And they didn't come out to the last 7 minutes. And within the last 7 minutes was already a fight. K Capri ran up on Goldie, and she got her. She was swinging that bitch around. And then Amber started fighting somebody, which was a whole thing. Me and my friend was in here trying to analyze the fight. We couldn't get it. So, but Zeus clapped back at people that was upset that it kept crashing on them. They was basically like, you know, you guys are gonna keep coming back for Joseline's Cabaret and for season 2 of the Baddies, so we don't give a fuck. We make $75,000 off of y'all every month, and y'all gonna keep watching that. You know what? It's that attitude. I tried to stand up for y'all too in the beginning, and when Funky and them read y'all ass on Fox Soul Lumel, I tried to stand up for you and be like, you know, we need to support this black brother. But if you guys don't care about your own people, what makes you think we're gonna care about your network and helping you grow it? Because it's easy and it's nothing for everybody to stop paying that $5.99, $4.99 a month and start getting the uploads online. It's nothing. We always can find the episode. Ask about me as I puff. If you get my drift, if you know, you know. But anywho, and back to Bad Boys Club. You know, Gutter K was ready to fight because William the Baddest came in and jumped up on Anthony. But he ultimately lost because he got pushed in the pool. You ran up and then Anthony beat your ass and pushed your ass in the pool. Then you was running scared around the house trying to get out the house without the girls fighting you and beating you up. How that happened, Sway? I understand you did it off impulse because, you know, a lot of people do stuff off impulse. I mean, I do sometimes. But, you know, why would you do that if you was going to try to swerve and get out the house without people noticing you leaving? You know, if you was that scared. It's just sad. So hopefully he's not coming back. I mean, we're good. So Mary J. Blige enlists a monumental lineup for the deluxe version of her album Good Morning Gorgeous, featuring Moneybagg Yo, Griselda, Anderson .Paak, Jadakiss, and many more. So we're ready to see the deluxe version of this. I'm not sure if it's out already. We can check and see. But we're going to support Mary J. Blige nonetheless because her era has been epic. And I loved every bit of it, honestly speaking. Let's see what else we got here. So Kalani is in the news now, you know, with receipts in response to her saying that her interview on the Morning Hustle was cringy. A lot of mockery and invasive as fuck, says Kalani came in cold and distant. Now, I did look at the footage. Kalani, you did seem a little distant and a little cold, like standoffish in the interview. Nobody wants to interview somebody that don't want to be there. Come on. This is your job. So I can understand what they mean. And she tried to say it was cringy and invasive because they asked her pronouns. The guy that was there, you know, he basically was like, what are your pronouns? And she was like, I don't mind. I use they and I use she, but I don't mind which one you use. So he was like, all right, you guys, they are here, as in they, as in she, and she is here, Kalani. And I didn't think nothing was wrong with that introduction for your pronouns. How was that invasive and how was that a mockery? How was it cringy? That's what I want to know. But I don't know. It's just something about Kalani I don't connect to. I like some of her songs and I respect her as an artist and as a songwriter, definitely, but I don't connect to her as a person, honestly speaking. But moving on, we'll pray for them. 911 call reveals the woman who was with Kevin Samuels didn't know his apartment number and told paramedics to ask the front desk. Meanwhile, he was turning blue. So, I don't know what's going on when the 911 operators, when you be on the phone with them, they be asking so many questions. Bitch, somebody is dying. I don't have time to answer your questions. Get somebody here or tell me what the fuck I need to do. And the woman was already like, you know, out of her mind. You don't know what you're going to do in situations like this. It's do or die. And in this situation, it was die. And, you know, when I heard the 911 call, I was just like, damn. You know, it could have, I don't know, maybe he could have been revived. I don't know. He could have been revived. It's just no telling. But moving on to my last topic of the day that I want to discuss. Neighborhood Talk posted, Azalea Banks says she has the text message receipts of Lady Gaga asking her to beef with Nicki Minaj on her behalf. I would never do a white woman's bidding. So someone asked her, the Lady Gaga collabs would never happen, I suppose. She said, lastly, no. The woman has zero respect for black women. I cannot ever respect her for literally asking me to beef with Nicki Minaj on her behalf. I refuse and send a less incendiary song insinuates that we're going to spill Nicki's human blood. Fucking eye roll. So, she said, I definitely have those Lady Gaga shit-talking Nicki Minaj receipts in an old phone telling me she wanted to drink my blood and all this shit about her sneaking dissing in her carry-on as if I was supposed to be impressed. Those weak 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one tweets. Like her deep jealousy and hatred for Nicki Minaj and the sneaky shit she was saying and trying to do behind the scenes was just gross. If I want to beef or pop off about Nicki, I would do so on my own accord. I would never do a white woman's bidding for her. I believe it. Because, back then, they were doing those comparisons about Nicki and Gaga, and, Nicki spoke out one time, was like, Gaga is Gaga, I'm Nicki. And I feel like Madonna has always had a little hatred in her because Nicki has worked with Madonna before. She worked with the queen, Madonna. When you hear Madonna, it's a different thing. Madonna, Lady Gaga, it's a different thing, and it is what it is. Madonna is the mother. And I just feel like because of that and because of the comparisons, Gaga might have been a little salty back then, So it is what it is, but I do believe Azealia Banks. I don't take Azealia Banks for a liar. She's crazy as hell, but I don't take a liar. But that's all that I have for you guys today. Whatever you guys have, your opinions, your comments, drop below, comment, review the episode, review my channel, share, comment, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I'm on all platforms, you guys. And if you do need a reference for my platforms, all you need to do is type in Talk with TURKBISH on Google. All of my platforms will pick up. Literally. I am on, let's see. Let me pull up my link tree. Lord, my phone's so slow, y'all. I hate my slow ass phone. And I got the new phone, the new 13. So I'm on the Odyssey app, which is one of the biggest apps there is for podcasts and radio. A lot of people can't get on this app, but I so happen to make it on the Odyssey app. So I'm so grateful for that. I do have YouTube. We have not uploaded all of the content and podcast episodes to YouTube yet, but I will be coming to YouTube once my YouTube studio gets set up. I started out doing some review videos, but we will be back very soon, you guys. So check out. Listen on Audible. I'm on Apple Music, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Stitcher, and you can go to my Anchor profile for more platforms. So you guys, however you listen, you will get a great listening experience. Trust me and trust and believe that. So you guys tune back in for another episode coming very soon. Maybe this week, maybe the beginning of next week. I don't know. Just depends on my schedule and what I gotta say, So we'll be back for my last segment. I enjoyed you guys. Don't forget, do you want the tea? Well, simply talk with TURKBISH. Just talk with me. Alright, you guys, I am back. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. I am always appreciative for all the love, all the listens. I didn't get to share with you guys the good news. Our last episode caused us to go up 87 spots. 87 on the Apple Podcasts in the US. And that put us at a rank of number 147. Now, since then, because I haven't put out this episode, we did fall. And let me check that real quick, because I have been keeping up with the charts as I should, so I know what my listenership is like. We fell 45 spots, and that was just in a day's time because y'all listened the first day. Second day, we didn't get as much plays, but we fell to 209. And let's see how long it is before we fall off if we're at 209. So if we're at 209, which we fell 64 spots to go to 209. It says, so 250 is when we'll fall off. So with that being said, this episode, it should shoot us right back up. We're in the 200s with other notable podcasts in the U.S., and I'll call them out. Let's see. Let's shout out to The Lipstick Files, another Disney podcast. Let's also shout out to Lip Service with Angela Yee. If you guys know Angela Yee, she's on The Breakfast Club. She's 238. She fell 73 spots. Let's see who else is there that's notable. Let me go to the second page, the hundreds. Let's see, the Scorpion Show podcast. They have been consistent. They have good listeners. They are always on the charts. They never fall off. Scorpion Show podcast. I want you guys to check them out. They're trending in the U.S., Great Britain, Canada. They're charting over there. And they have 802 ratings. So you guys check them out. Tippy Toe podcast is always charting. The Black Creators Club is always charting. Let's see. I think there's no notable ones on the second one that's not like Angela Yee. Yeah, so now let me go to the top charts. Who's on top? Let's see. We got Daily Pop E! News. They're at 14. TMZ is at 18. Let's see. TMZ Verified is at 30. Nightly Pop by E! News is at 35. They're killing it. E is killing it. Channel E. The B. Scott Show, he's at 46. He went up 11 spots. Shout out to B. Scott. You know, he's amazing as usual. Gagging with Jason Leigh is at 59. I've charted with him before, beside him before, above him before. So I know that we can do it if we really try, you guys, again. Shadow Band podcast, The View. Let's see who else we got. I'm pretty sure there's somebody else. I want to say, I hope TGIF didn't fall off because they're my favorite. Eldest Duran at 75. I love his show as well. I listen to him on the charts, on pop stations, I'm sorry. Academics Twitch streams, he is at 84. This is the first time that I have seen Academics chart on the charts. So this is amazing for him, actually. Let's see who else. TGIF, who I've charted beside before, is at 92. They're about to fall again from the looks of it. And they release on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I believe. But those are some of the notable podcasts that I'm charting with, you guys. So I want to keep all of my listeners up to date. If you're over there in Turkey, Germany, Russia, I need y'all to stream it up because the U.S. killed it this week. We went up 87 spots in one episode release. Just imagine if I did 3 episodes in 3 days. We probably would have been top 50 on the charts. So I'm grateful that we're still here. I'm going to hurry up, put this episode out so that we can climb again, because Wednesday is coming where they refresh the charts, and I want us to climb a little bit, or at least stay around the same area on the charts, so that I can still continue to get this same outpouring of love from you guys. So I love you guys for listening. I want to end off by, shouting out to all the mothers again for Mother's Day. I have a message for both of my mothers. For my birth mother, I want to say thank you for bringing me into this world, for allowing me to be my own person, to have my own identity, to be able to fulfill the destiny that you did not have. I want to be that for you. And I want to say thank you for always surrounding me with positivity, love, and I can just feel your gentle touch. And I'm into spirituality heavy, and I always feel her around, and she's always doing something to let me know that she is here with me, and that's how well connected I am to her. And I just want to say I love you. You are my mother. You brought me here, and I just love you, and I miss you so much. I really miss you so much. I really wish that we could have had more time together on this earth. To my adoptive mother, Daisy, I want to thank you for raising me as your child and loving me unconditionally like nobody else has loved before. Even to this day, without having you here, I miss you. I know that we always didn't see eye to eye, but people, little did they know we were close, and you loved me, and I loved you. I was your baby, and you were my baby. I love you. That's how much I love you, and I appreciate you for instilling so much in me. You instilled so much strength, so much power, resilience, knowledge, love. All of these things you instilled in me to give to others and to show to others. I want to thank you for putting me in the position to tap into my creativity, my talent at a young age. I didn't get to do what I ultimately wanted to do at a young age, but I still appreciate you for all the things that you did, all the hard work, all the decisions you had to make, long nights, early mornings. I can remember it like it was yesterday, you waking me up to put me on the bus, get me on the bus. And some of those moments I just wish I could have again. I want to say I thank you, I love you with all my heart. I miss you so much. I also want to say I know I caught a lot of flack around the days where you were declining, but I know that you understand my heart, and seeing you like that would have just made it 10 times worse for me. And I hope that you understand, and I know that you understand, and that didn't change the love that I have for you, the respect, and I think of you every day. And I also thank you for being a guardian angel as well. So happy Mother's Day to Mommy Michelle and Mommy Daisy. I love you both. Don't forget, you guys, do you want the tea? Well, simply talk with TURKBISH. Talk with me.